understanding score. And when you do these kind of discussions during interview, automatically your maturity reflects, because people, juniors, don't talk like that. They don't know that. Okay. So when you speak in terms of this is real time scenarios and setups. Please mark your understanding score, guys. Next, we will discuss a topic, how to implement this microservice. Okay, just 1 minute, guys. You just mark this poll, just 1 minute. Okay, chalo, let's discuss the next thing. So now what is going to happen? How to implement this API gateway? Let's discuss some of the options. Okay, chalo, thank you for confirming. Majorities are almost everyone is 5 and 6, whoever marked the poll. How to implement API gateway? First thing, again, AWS is providing a service. That's an easy one. Okay, so AWS provides a service. You can just get one API gateway and use it in your project. That is step number 1. Just go set up a configuration that will be entry level. From there, all the internally routing is going to happen. So AWS service is going to give you API gateway. Just use that. The second option is, there is this Spring Cloud project for that. You need to create another microservice which is going to act like an API gateway. Spring Cloud API gateway service is there. Spring Cloud gateway, nothing but you will create another microservice which is for API gateway capability. Okay, and this one will be used as the API gateway at the entry level. Means your own microservice itself, which is going to behave like an API gateway. So that itself will take care of things for you. Entry level, you will put the work here in your own API gateway. Again, same challenges will come. Okay, you are auto scaling this also. So how should it be called? So if you use this, our own solution, you might still need to have a load balancer before that. Please be aware. If you are directly using API gateway solution given by AWS, you don't need to have a load balancer before it. Please be aware of that. But if it is your own API gateway, okay, and generally Spring Cloud team has made this API gateway in a reactive model, reactive manner, nothing but asynchronous processing, the threads. So reactive project, Spring Web Flask. Using Spring Web Flask, they have developed this kind of a reactive style gateway. There is a traditional synchronous gateway also, but the production recommended one is to use Web Flask reactive style API gateway. Means optimum usage of threads will happen. Okay, optimum usage of threads are going to happen, and accordingly, so maybe putting a load balancer might not be that much needed. But anyways, if you have only one instance, it is a single point of failure, so nobody risks that. So you need to even run this at a auto scaling manner and try to put some entry level load balancer also. And so you will have double setup basically. You will use an entry level load balancer, which will be tracking and taking the request here. And then that load balancer delegates it to the web flask. In this reactive web application, which is the API gateway, you will write your all the business logic that you want, and all internal communication will happen from here. Now this guy can further use the Eureka service registry or another internal ALB, so that internal configuration remains the same, no problem. But otherwise, this externally, it has to happen in this manner. So please be aware of these changes. Okay. So what are the two options available? One is use the AWS provided API gateway. AWS provided API gateway. Second option is use this one. Okay, but create another microservice, add cloud gateway capability. Generally, this is developed in a web flask style, which is nothing but a reactive application in itself, nothing but high performance, optimum thread utilization. With that, they have developed it. Okay. However, when you run multiple instances, okay, of this Spring Cloud Gateway, you still need some AWS load balancer to route the request. So please be aware of these things. Okay, so we will have that, then we will have this, then the rest of the flow continues. So you have to make decisions now what to use. Many people are making decisions of going with AWS gateway. Sometimes people say we will do it like this because more control is there. You can write whatever coding you want very flexibly. With AWS gateway, you have to somehow configure, fit your request very properly. Enhancement flexibility is not that much, but if your business requirement wants for entry, lot of actions should be done, then using this is a better option rather than taking a ready-made service where flexibility is really tough. Please be aware of this one as well. Okay. Okay, fine. Very good to know. Now, next thing. So these all things we need to be aware as part of infrastructure automation. Okay. Just a second, guys. Just a second. Some important call is coming. Actually, I'm going through some kind of online documentation process for something. So there are some urgent things which needs to happen. So for that, that's where I've unmuted my phone also, because if we miss those calls, so it can delay the entire process, whatever is happening. Okay. Anyways, so chalo. Now the point is, coming back to this place, infrastructure automation, we need to take care about building a system which works to handle all of these cases. Okay. So internal communication, external communication, and things should happen by itself where developer is not much involved. One-time setup and everything is going to be there. DevOps primarily responsible for all this, but you need to be aware, since microservices are in the flow about all of this chaos, so you need to know what is going to happen in the system. Okay. Chalo guys, thank you everybody for your clarity. Please give a quick thumbs up. Did you get it? Okay. Please give a quick thumbs up, guys. Are you clear with this infrastructure automation? Just be aware of all these options and have some kind of discussion during interview. If people say, do you know how to do the setup? Just say, no, I have not done that, but I have heard about it, how exactly it is supposed to be done. But as I will be learning it very shortly, this should be your always answer. Okay, okay, fine. Now comes the rest of the principles of microservice. Initial, only these are the important principles which affects your day-to-day development. 6 principles which we discussed right from the beginning till now. Componentization via service. Break down your project into services. Organized around business capability. How much code should be there in which service? It should be around business functionality. How much size of the service should be there? Small, big. Okay, what kind of technology should be there? Yes, organized around business capability. You need to make that decision. Next, how these services can communicate with each other. Synchronous communication, asynchronous communication, we need to know that. For synchronous, REST over HTTP, making a REST client call is a good option for that. Asynchronous, message broker like RabbitMQ, ActiveMQ, Kafka, event-based communication can happen from one microservice to another. That is also a style of communication. Please be aware of that. Step number 4, design for failure. Yesterday we implemented circuit breaker, means identify problems will happen, code it accordingly. Again, error handling mechanism that we have built, standard error code, error message belongs as part of this design for failure itself. Circuit breaker belongs in design for failure itself. So please be aware of those kind of things. Okay. Next, decentralized data management. We discussed it. Every microservice should have its own database. Other services are not allowed to get into your database, right? So you need to be clear with regards to this. Okay. Now, and then why and all that also we discussed. If other people are updating the details, okay, you update the details of that other microservice, it gets into problems. Okay, that microservice owners might say, who has modified this value? They might have created some column and you are creating a duplicate column because you don't know. That is where one service should own that database. So everything that service people will know. If multiple teams are working and modifying DB, it becomes basically crap. Everybody is doing whatever, clarity, communication will be broken. So this decentralized data management principle has come into picture. Okay? Again, we discussed all about that and multiple other things about database, how the primary, secondary will be there, and all of those aspects of replications, backups, database, critical part. And then we moved on to, okay, just look at this diagram. Every service has its own database. Next, if you're running multiple instances of same service, they can talk to the same database. But if your instances are different services, so these are two instances of validation, they will talk to the same database. So instance level should not be two. Okay, so 1 DB for one service, multiple instance, they all talk to the same DB. So likewise here, this is one instance talking here, one instance talking here. So that's how the database will be arranged. And then we come to infrastructure automation, the entire topic of today. Okay, fine. Now, remaining 3 principles are pretty much conceptual. Decentralized governance. It simply says, don't try to make central decision making. Means in companies, generally this will be there, a common core committee where who is making maybe a technical decision. And if you want to do something in your project, first you need to apply for an approval there. They will review what you're doing and then give you a guidance. Earlier, this used to happen. Review and audit related systems were there, and whenever you want to make some big changes, you have to get it approved. Without that you cannot do it. Means centralized governance is happening. Microservice says, no, don't do that. It slows down the entire process. What you are supposed to do is decentralized. Decentralized means decision making should be given to the developers of the microservice, because the world is so much changing. New technologies will come, new softwares will come. Central decision making will not work. They have, like, every day new things are happening. Every project, new requirements will be there. If there is a central guy or central team who is making these decisions, you will slow down the entire system. So microservice principle says decentralized governance. Don't try to make central decision making for microservices. Decision making authority and control are distributed across autonomous teams. Independently let them do it. Empowering them to make decisions independently within the boundaries of their respective service. So as long as you're building your microservice, okay, fine, it is your decision. But as soon as you start talking to other guys, yes, some authority will come there, architects will come there, because you're now trying to go beyond the scope of your microservice. So their design violations cannot happen. So, but still at your service level, control should be given to the developers to choose what libraries they want, what design practices they want, maybe what technology they want. You don't like Spring Boot, you want to go ahead with a Golang, fine. You want something else, fine. It's team's choices, and the authority, the companies should respect that. That's a principle of microservice. Next, building products, not projects. Again, it's a thought process change. What is product and not a project? Because product means something like, let's say, Facebook is a product. Microsoft Windows, building products. Nothing but product means it runs for a very long time. Amazon website is a product. They have built up a product which is running for a very long time, 10 years life, 15 years, 20 years life. what happens when you build products? It lives. Okay. And this is where majority of the people, juniors especially, they go wrong in the IT industry. If you happen to work in service-based companies, your approach will be you work on one project. When the project is completed, you leave the project and you go to work on another project. When that is completed, you move to the next project. Maybe 10-member team is there. They will keep 3 people still back. 7 people might move to new projects if the initial development is all completed. Okay. So because of this approach, going to project, the main problem that happens with people is you have made some design decisions, technical decisions. Accordingly, you deployed into production, but you are not there in the same team to see whether your decisions were right or wrong. You will assume that you are doing right, but everywhere you go, you're always making wrong decisions. You never learn with that approach. But if you go ahead with a product mindset, nothing but whatever I'm building, I am going to live with this project for a long time. That is product thinking. Let's say if you already think like a project-based mentality, anyways, after 6 months, I will not be there. I will be somewhere else. Let me do crappy work here. Let me compromise. Let me take shortcuts because anyways, I will not be there here. You will compromise on the project and you will do a bad job. So microservice says, hey, developers, you need to be smarter than that. You need to understand you're building something which will run for a very long time. And if you are there in the same system, you will learn from your own mistakes if you are doing. So have that kind of a mentality. Try to do something. You will be there in the project for a long time. And if possible, try to be there. That's where people say work in product-based organizations, because you will see what you are doing and what you're doing is right or wrong. That's what you learn more in product-based companies. But don't worry, even service-based companies will do product-based development also. Point is, what kind of project you are working for. Is it a product-based or is it just like do it and move to the next one? So my recommendation will be spend few hours, years at least on product-based organizations. Okay, this is very important. This is a key. Please be aware of that. Okay, fine. Now that's the point number 8. Long-term thinking, product thinking, design systems that you are going to be here, not like runaway attitude people, and don't just mess up the system. Okay, that's what it is. So fine, going forward for the last principle, revolutionary design. Revolutionary design means, okay, evolutionary design, not revolutionary design. It simply means ki flexibility to enhance should be there. Microservices prioritize evolutionary design and incremental improvement over upfront planning and monolith architectures. Nothing but with time, your services can evolve. So don't be rigid. Okay, let's say 1 year ago, you made an architectural decision. But in 1 year, a lot of things change. The decision which you made 1 year ago happened based upon circumstances at that time. I am telling you guys, I have been into very complicated projects in my 15 years. And the point is, requirements will keep changing. And whatever technology and design decisions that you do, after 3 months, after 4 months, some things will come where you have to change the design to really accommodate that. And always new things will keep happening. And that is where we realize how important this principle is, evolutionary design. Fine, you cannot know what is going to happen after 6 months. But at least, can you design a system in this manner that if some changes also happen, you can easily adapt. It should not be like scrap the current project and build a new project. That's a waste. You should not build that bad kind of system where scrapping of things are happening. It should be an evolutionary design. Incrementally, as new knowledge comes, you keep enhancing. So many people don't get this. When you have designed it one time and you're keeping on changing, did you do a bad design? Point is, you don't understand IT industry. You don't understand IT industry because you cannot see what will happen in 1 year from now. The decisions which we are making right now is based upon current circumstances. And when the requirements change, need change, the design has to evolve. Microservice principle understood that, and then they gave it, build an evolutionary design, right? Give the provision for flexibility, for change, because it is going to happen. Okay, it is going to happen. Fine. So this much you need to be aware when it comes to microservice. Okay? And there are certain concerns with microservices. For example, circular dependencies could be there. You call another microservice, that microservice calls you. Both of you are waiting in a loop, gone. So you need to be aware when you are coding this. Chaining should not happen in the system. Basically, deadlock will come. Nothing is going to work out. Please be aware. Second thing, when you are introducing multiple hops, then multiple failure points are there. So proper tracking, monitoring, alerting, everything should be handy. Okay, because more pieces means more chances of something going wrong. Monolith mein ek hi tha, now there are 10. So many things can fail. So proper monitoring, logging, scaling, everything, security doubled, right? Instead of one time, now you have to do 10 times. So you need to be really good. So this is one of a concern, because when system is now 10 parts, you need to protect the 10 parts properly. Circular dependencies should not come. So please make sure you are building a proper microservice architecture system. And that's what this API proxy diagram says. Outer world will call this entry gate. From there internally, you can do whatever type of communication. This guy can reach out to whoever. These guys can reach out to whoever. That's how the work happens. Okay? Fine, guys. Are you clear with this? Please give a quick confirmation. Microservice conversation, very important conversation for all the developers, freshers as well as working people. Very important conversation. Okay? Chalo, thank you for all the confirmation. Next, we have one more call for the today's final session. Let's spend one more hour in some other valuable discussions. Okay, non-technical related, something, because it is almost the end of our 2 months program. So I thought there are some valuable aspects which you should be aware, which can help you in your career and in your journey as well. So this 1 hour, let's spend on that. Next week, we will connect for a couple of more sessions to discuss maybe the notification of Stripe and this Eureka related coding we will be doing next week. Okay? But today is the final day of attendance. So whoever is 70% based upon today, you have to do 5 demos till the end. Otherwise, 7 demos will be required. Just make it, guys. Okay? Don't drag small things. Okay. Now, rest of the 1 hour conversation, I'm going to share it based upon my career experience of moving through from fresher till the current state. Okay. Lot of learnings came. To the point, let's discuss. First, roughly 2010, I passed out from college. It's like 16 years ago story. Came out of the college, wanted to do things. I believed that results will come because I'm hard worker, I'm smart worker. I was good in coding right from my college times itself. I used to do programs by not really referring to notes, by understanding and coding. So, and I was one of the topper of the college in the top 3 or something. Okay. So yeah, a good sincere person trying to put effort. So was confident that results will come. But guys, campus placements were not there in the college. So you have to hunt for the job by yourself from outside. So yes, that is always challenging. And 2008 recession came. So market was still recovering and it was a bad state. 2008 and 2009, lot of other passed out were still doing the job hunting, and we also joined the same journey. So it was not easy. Your situation is hard. For us also it was hard. And for many people it is always hard. Up and down keeps happening throughout this journey. Recession time is very common. Challenges will change, but it is same thing. Every time it is hard. Don't just feel something special is happening with you. It's always hard. But now point is, I was trying 3 months, giving my best. 3 months, no results are coming. Okay, my family needs that I should be working because financial crunches are there in the system. There was a time, this was really a case where 5 members from my family, okay, I lost my father early while I was in 12th itself. So 5 members in my family, my elder sister, my elder brother, me, my younger brother, and my mother. So all the 5 people used to every day go to job. All the 5 people. So in the morning, everybody went for job. And whatever we used to earn, 5,000, 8,000, 10,000, we all came together. And in the end, it was a bulk sum amount and the family was running like that. So everybody took the responsibility basically, because education was to happen, then marriages used to happen, and then day-to-day living used to happen. So for that financial, so everybody used to go out in the morning. My mother took a teaching job and all, we started figuring out something. Not primarily into IT, but still doing something. But need is there, I have to get the job, get started in IT. So I was pushing myself. कि chalo, let's make it possible, but results were not coming. Maybe you are also working, results might not be coming. So at that time, one relative came to me and he saw that I was really broken, lack of confidence. He simply said, ki, Tosif, you need to get yourself trained. Okay. He just asked a simple question. Ki, do you want to just get job or get the job and make a strong career? I said, obviously career. He simply said, your current college knowledge is not enough for IT industry, because he was from the IT itself. He was having like 8 years of experience at that time. He said, whatever you know, it's very basic. You don't even know anything what to do in the companies. Even if you get the job by whatever hard work, there is a very good chance termination can happen or growth might not happen, because from your college campus was not there. That means good amount of big reputed trainings on teachings did not happen. So people were drawing these conclusions. And he said, ki, first try to get yourself trained on technology, on how to really build and how the industry works. And after that, you can decide on how to go forward. And I said, okay, fine. All that thing I agree. Attend at least some free demos. Go there, understand what they are discussing. If you like it, if you feel you already know it very good, but if you like it, you feel there is value, I think you should definitely take that. I went for a demo day one itself. Amazing knowledge was happening. I decided, okay, I want to get results quickly. Without looking at the hard work behind the screen. He said, okay, fine, all that thing I agree. Attend at least some free demos. Go there, understand what they are discussing. If you like it, if you feel there is value, I think you should definitely take that. I went for a demo day one itself. Amazing knowledge was happening. I decided, okay, I want to get this knowledge because I know what I am aware is not even 5% was what was being discussed there. The terms itself was new. Everything was bouncer. Okay, bhai, kya chal raha hai? Never heard that terms in my entire life, right? This was crazy. Did 4 years of college education, boom, no knowledge. What is happening in industry? What we know? There is a big gap there. I said, ki, I will get started with preparation. And guys, dekho, because life made you serious, so I made some decisions to myself. I will not make any time pass friends. No time pass friends. Friends affect a lot, right? Good or bad. In both the cases, they affect a lot. So you need to make a decision. Your time, your life. Don't allow others to fail you. Big decisions, right? Don't allow others to fail you in your life. Okay. So no to entertainment, no to time pass, no to time pass friends. Only focused on one thing. I have to become good and I need to get the job. Nothing but clarity. Clarity what you want. I need to get the job and I have to become good. For that, I'm ready to work as hard as I can. Okay, as hard as I can work. No excuses. Means it's not even an option key not happening. I'm stuck with a problem. Not an option. How can you be stuck with a problem? You need to get the job, you need to start earning. So please understand responsibilities, right? And you have to give your best every single day for that. Now, automatically, what happened? When goal is clear, excuses are not accepted, you will work with focus. And that's what I did. Every day in the morning, my first lesson, 7 a.m. classes used to start. I had to leave my home at 6 a.m. Why am I telling you all this? Your situation might be tough right now. You might not be getting the right guidance. So my journey might inspire you to work in the right direction. Okay, so what exactly? 6 a.m. I need to leave from my home because 1 hour ka bus journey will be there. For doing that, 5:30 a.m. minimum, I have to wake up 5:30 a.m., get ready, shower, breakfast, whatever, and then leave and then reach there. And then back to back, 7 to 9, one class, then 9 to 11, another class, 9 to 11, another class, then having some break and then going for lab for practicals, not having the laptop at that time. So going to the lab for doing practical. Lab people were saying only 2 hours practice you can do because so many people are there. We will not allow you to code more. Right? When these kind of things happen, but you have your clarity goal, you need to get the job, you need to crack it in, right? So you don't have that option of accepting failures. Lab guy saying only 2. I'm like, nahi, baithna hai. Okay? You will put 4 hours there. How will you put? They are kicking you out. You still go back in. Okay. So the past is painful. It's painful for everyone, right? Okay, but let's take the value out of that, right? The hardships make us strong, right? Just give a minute, guys. Okay, so chalo, let's go. So coming up with innovative ideas. Okay, life is filled with problems, but let's find some solution. What I did, I started observing. Lab coordinators are not able to help other people. They are not able to do their job properly. I started saying, oh, I will do the lab coordinating free. I will not need any money, but I will help to solve problem of other people. Because I know the more problems I solve, I grow in that. Forget about what is happening to other people. But if I solve 20 problems, anyways, they are not giving me more than 2 hours. I said, hey, wherever lab coordinators are not able to help you, I'm standing outside the lab. Please call me. I'm going to come and support you free of cost. And while doing that, when you solve so many problems, you see errors. Your brain starts learning what to do, what not to do. Your practice happens, other practice also happens. And then because from morning till evening, I'm just staying there, you will meet other people who are like-minded than you, right? Like sincere, dedicated, committed. You will make good friends with like-minded people. Good friends with like-minded people. And this is important because you cannot do it alone. Job hunting, you cannot do it alone because hardships will come. Sometimes you will be pushed back. You need support and together you have to grow. I'm telling you guys, the three people who we were there at that time. Okay? So one is like Suraj, one was Prakash. So we used to make some jokes about it. Ke, Suraj mein se Prakash nikal raha hai. Right? So these two guys were there, Suraj, Prakash, and then it was me. Three people, very dedicated, working really hard from morning till evening, grinding, practicing this, that. And almost same time, 6 months later, we all got the job. And right now, all of us are in a very great position. Right now, also, we are in touch. The bonding that you create that time will create amazing results. Okay, Prakash is right now working in US. Suraj is doing US ka work from remotely from his hometown. Plus, parallelly, he has built his own company and doing some work there and pretty much good. Okay, and I'm also doing some pretty decent stuff with my life. So, point is, like-minded people will become powerful with time. Try to maintain relationships with good people who are dedicated. If you hang out with losers, in 10 years from now, they will lose and they will not be able to add value to your life. So make smart decisions and make smart bonds which last forever. That is really important. You're part of humanity, basically. You cannot do it alone. So that's the learning. Try to take the learnings. And guys, with that, what happened is from morning till evening working, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. also, then this additional evening class was there. I was bringing 2 times tiffin, lunch also, dinner also, having their tiffin box only, then going back to home, getting the sleep by around 11 or sometimes even late 11:30. And this was the life, guys, I'm telling you. 6.5 days a week. 6.5 days a week. Kali, Sunday ka second half was free. Remaining time, full on working mode. That too many hours. No, maybe right now you have all your social media problems, scrolling, entertainment, and all those things. At that time also, 2010 also, everything was there. Facebook came 2005 itself sometime. So phones and smartphones were also there, I guess. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, things were there. I think Nokia wala, this stylus, some kind of those things were there. Fir iPhone came, a lot of things were happening at that time. But anyways, point is, over a period of time, this kind of life I lived for around 6 to 8 months. Now, I ask you a simple question. Any person who lives like this, morning 5:30 a.m. to evening 11:30, in only one focus, growth and getting better, solving problems, reading, revising, being along with other people who are also focused and working, what will happen to such a person in 6 to 8 months of time? That too, always. There is no off, there is no holiday, there is no Saturdays and Sunday. You are just working. You just let it go Sunday second half because Monday say again a new week is coming. And this kind of a lifestyle, for this, what happens? When you are that much consistent, you naturally become high performer. Your habits are formed. Now, it is not your willpower which is driving. 6 months consistency makes it a behavior. It makes it a habit for you, where excuses are not an option. Hard work is not a problem. Working long hours is not an issue. You trained your mind and the body for extreme level of work when you do it for 6 to 8 months. And in that, knowledge is growing, growth is happening, everything is happening. What happens parallelly? Your goal is clear. I need to financially also support. Options will start coming in front of you. Wherever I was doing the training, there itself, some opportunities started coming up of project development work. Project development work. They started paying us with 5,000 a month. Okay, more than 500 people applied. 3 or 5 people were selected. I was in that one. Everybody was like, a very hard test. I was like, it was so easy. Why it was so easy? Because they started preparing when the opening came. Okay, next week we are going to take an interview. I was prepared for all the 6 months. At that time, I was just 2-3 months itself done in my training, and then that opportunity came. But always prepared. That's the next thing you have to understand. Always prepared, because opportunities can come anytime. It's not like when an interview call is happening, then you start. No, you should always be in the ready mode. Ki aane do, I'm ready for that. Constant working is required. So what happened? For others, it was very hard. I was like, easy interview, tayar kya tha? It was nothing. It was very basic, because I know so much. I practice so much. And that changed something in the brain. And then automatically 500 plus people, top 3-5 selected. I was there, 5K a month happening. Now all of a sudden I'm like, okay, at least some money is coming, at least my expenses and all can happen. Bike ka petrol will happen with that. Basic things going on. Now, another thing my mother taught me that time. She said, you're working so hard. Why are you getting so less? Ask for more. Okay. So I went next month itself. First month they gave 5. I was working really hard. I got throat problems at that time. Sometimes blood was coming from the mouth because I had to speak and explain so much throughout the day. So it was getting into my health state also. It was pretty chaotic, whatever we were doing there. But still, my mother said, when you're doing so much, ask for more. I went next time, and just one day before salary, I told, no, this is very low, blah, blah, blah. And he made it immediately 8K. Okay, chalo, 8K. Again, next month, my mother said essay. Then I went back again. And then by the time I spent 6 to 8 months on exit, my salary was 18K a month. 18,000 a month. I was like, with fresher also 20, let's say if you are starting with 2,50,000 or 3 lakhs, after cutting and everything, it boils down to maybe around 20,000, 25,000. Right now already 80,000, 18,000 is happening. So then thoughts started coming. Should I continue here only? Because there were other people who are doing job there. They were earning 35 to 40,000. So visibility is going to be narrow. So I thought, 30, 40,000 a month is a lot of money. So automatically my mind started thinking, I think I will continue here. Why? Because we like comfort zone. No matter what it is, once you become comfortable, trying new things is hard. And I was scared. If I try attending for interviews again, 6 months ago, I was failing there. 3 months ka hard work was like no interview calls and not cracking it. I was scared for that internally, subconsciously. But I was like, come on, yaar, life mein goal was to work in the IT. So why are we getting misguided by these small things which comes? I simply said, nahi, ye kuch bhi nahi karna hai. Let us try to get in the IT. I simply quit the job there and I said, now I am ready. I am prepared. Let's hunt for the job. Okay. It took around 1 month of time to get the interview. 1 month of time it still took of strong job hunting and all that. But I'm telling you, when the first interview happened, I cracked it and got the job, and that too with Accenture. So I was hunting aggressively this, that, via consultancies, via directly applying, via many companies, got it into Accenture as a beginner. Okay, around 2011, my career started into the IT. Okay, and chalo, journey started. When you solve one problem, next problem appears in front of you. As soon as we went there, okay, we went via consultancy, so not directly on the payroll of Accenture. One consultancy hired us, then they posted us to Accenture. So we were working with Accenture on the Accenture projects with the Accenture clients, but payroll was coming from some other consultancy in between. Okay, but anyways, what we got to know, okay, within 3 months, you need to be in project. have to be in project, otherwise you will be terminated. And nobody in the company is telling us that. Nobody is telling that only 3 months ka time is there. And we are like, Arey yaar, give us a project. There is no project. We are just sitting on bench, waiting. And I was like, come on, give us some project. We want to work. Along with me, there were other set of people also in the same category. 20 people were hired together in that. So it was not working out. And we wasted 2 months. And we were not knowing that we will be terminated after 1 month. And then we got to know after 2 months ki, hey, if you don't get a project in 1 month, you will be out of Accenture. And you guys, dekho, right goals will trigger you in the right manner. As soon as we became aware of that, all of our 20 members started doing brain thinking, okay, what can we do to get the job? We said, forget about Accenture, forget about our consultancy. They are not doing it. 2 months happened and nobody did. If we want to stay here, we need to do something. Responsibility of your circumstances, right? And we started figuring out, okay, what kind of projects are there across all the locations of Accenture. Internally, we started speaking to many managers, many HRs of different locations, calling, chatting, everybody's trying to do whatever they can. And somewhere we started getting information. Oh, these are the upcoming projects in Accenture. These are the projects with these kind of skill sets are required. We started adapting to those skill sets and started calling those managers, dropping emails. And guys, let me tell you, within 1 to 2 weeks itself, almost 80% of us got into project. 1 to 2 weeks ke andar. So projects were there, need was there. The process was failing us. And that is where we realized we need to take control. Right now, jobs are there. Maybe the hunting is failing you. You need to fix it by taking responsibility of your life. So within 1 to 2 weeks of time, 80% people got placed. And again, my situation was very good. So initially, again, life teaches a lot. First interview, cracked it. But they did not allocate me because along with me, there was the second person also. He also cracked it. And from the two, only one guy is supposed to take care. So somehow they selected that person. Later on, I'm not sure how much true or not true this is, but somebody said, ki, Arey, wo manager already, he was knowing that person. So maybe that decision, but we don't know. We will come up with excuses for failures, right? So maybe I thought, ki, okay, aise ho gaya hoga. Not sure. Maybe that person was really better. He cracked the interview better than me. That's where he got posted. We don't know the truth. Learn. Your brain will give you excuses why you are failing in your life. But that does not matter. You failed. Learn from that. Okay? Don't let your brain trick you into failure. Trick you to give excuse for failure. It will just do that to make you satisfying. Arey, nahi, I'm doing everything. The market is bad. That's why I'm not getting job. The brain is tricking you every single day. Okay? If you blame it on others, means you're failing with your life. If you have excuses for failure, you are failing with your life. So that's the measure you have to hold your... These were the conclusions which I draw. Okay, every time I'm doing this, oh, it's my mistake, man, and I'm doing wrong assumptions there. Okay, fine. What happens next? So I said, ki, chalo, no problem, yaar. We are getting many calls. You cannot get broken by failures, right? Today morning, 8:30 also, we were discussing this topic. But now, next happened. The journey was getting... Okay, now I gave the second. I got selected there. I was like, chalo, abhi to project hoga. But before they said ki I am selected, I got the third interview also. So we were aggressively applying within the Accenture platform, okay, for getting project. Internally, interviews were happening, not direct project allocation. For getting allocated to project, also interviews were there. So one is for getting hired. Another one is every project manager is interviewing us to find whether we are the right person for their project. And once they say yes, then only we are in, otherwise not. So everywhere there were interviews happening. So third project which I gave, okay, it was for client and it was a very heavy product-based organization. Product-based, great quality work and demanding situation. And here the job was, you need to go to client location and work. So Accenture does some consulting also. They will send the people to work at the client location. So now, here I was selected and I was in process of this selection. Means I was in the interview process of that. Okay. Then what these people said, ki, okay, more value will be coming for this position. Accenture team itself told me, okay, we want that if you are selected here, you should go there, okay, because of whatever value and other things. So if not happening there, then you are supposed to come back here. But project to fir safe ho gaya. I will be into either that or this one. Now, HR, I still remember that word. HR called me and said, okay, Tausif, so when do you want to go for interview with these clients? And they are very demanding, and a lot of people have tried from Accenture to really crack into there, but looks like it is very challenging also. When do you want the interview? I said, schedule it tomorrow. HR was shocked. Working professionals are not able to think like that. I am preparing in that training center for 8 months. I am ready for it. Right? I said, HR, laga do, kal laga do. And he said, no, don't you need some time for preparing? I said, yaar, my knowledge is not going to change overnight. I already know what I know. Let's set it up. We will deal with it. Confidence will be different when your preparation is strong. You will not be scared. You will be ready. It's testing time now because you have done something good in the past. So you need to change your attitude. You need to change. Don't let excuses come in the way. Work for 14 hours a day if required. Take care of health and 14 hours a day. That much dedication, and make it a habit. Make it a habit. Amazing things will happen in your life. It happened with me. That's what I'm trying to share you. It's humanly possible to do a lot of things. Great people have done pretty great stuff. I'm just one small person doing some small thing. But great people have done amazing things in the planet, changed the history of the planet, right? So you can also do that because potential is there in human beings. You have the potential. I have the potential. Those great people also had same potential. Human being ka same potential is there in every one of us. Never consider that you have something less. No. When we are born, smart brain is given, kind heart is given. Point is how much we are using it. Base is the same for everybody. How much we are using our brain and our heart, that defines how humanity and you will shape up in your life. So what happened? I went for the interview. It was one round itself. 2 people were there, 2 people in interview panel, and they were pretty experienced people, 10 plus years of experience, just one round. And yes, I cracked it also. Okay. And they were also like some behavior mein they were like, Tausif, but we might have to work on sometimes Saturdays also, and sometimes late night will be there. So are you okay with that? Because not everybody is okay. I'm like, come on, since past 8 months I want to work. Now I will come up with excuses? I said, come on, 3 years. In the beginning time, I am not going to give any excuses. I am ready to learn. You put me, you overload me, I will shine, right? So these kind of attitude changes when you are on a mission in your life, right? So crack the job, got the job, career started. And guys, challenges everywhere. As soon as I'm on the floor, I'm seeing other people. Some people are very much focused. Some people are time wasters. They are like, chalo tea break chalte, chalo snack party karte, chalo pizza party, chalo movies. And like, what is happening? We want here to work, to learn, and IT is such a big thing. Different people will be there. Some people lazy, some people wasting time, some people working towards their dream. You need to make a decision who you want to become. And the person that you will hang out with in your companies, you will become like them. So I again made a decision. Reaching to the job was hard, but I will not hang out with losers of the IT also. I want to be with growth-minded people who are learning, upgrading, taking responsibility, and working their self off. That was the commitment. And when you meet such people, you get inspired. You look at them and you feel like, yes, I can also do. Whether you know or not is a different story, but a feeling comes of will. Let me also do it. And that is the human spirit, inspiration. And you have to double down on that. You cannot let your laziness, excuses filter. And then what happened? I made that decision. I will give my best. Give my best every single day. Whether we know or not what is happening in projects, but I will give my best every single day. I will learn. I will do whatever is required. Whatever hours are required. Commitment. Because self-promises, you will not fail. If you are doing these things for other people, na, because company is saying, manager is saying, then you will not do it. But when you want to do it, nothing can stop you. Make some decisions for yourself, not for the companies. I made a decision. I want to work late night. I want to work over weekend, because when I do, I grow. So lag jayenge. And I will not spend any time, even working professional. Time waster working professional, I don't want to hang out with. And then what happens? Negative people are all there. When other people of my level, they come, they see, yaar, ye ganda to bahut zyada kaam kar raha hai. corporate related, all those politics and all that. He's like, isko piche khichte, chalo. And then they will come, they will try to manipulate you, right? They might say, Arey, whatever you are working, in the end, manager will not give you also hike. So, dekho, we are so much relaxed, having fun, vacations, this, that. We will also get the same hike, you will also get the same hike. And by the end of the year, same thing happened. They got maybe 6%, I got 8%, nothing much difference. But point is, I know I am playing a long-term game. I'm not paying for that short-term salary hikes. I know that when I become good, I will constantly get promoted to the next levels, and every level gives a better pay than the previous. I know that. But in order to get that high pay, I have to grow in my capability. So I'm working towards a long-term vision, not short-term thinking. Do that. That's how you will be successful. Every promotion will increase your pay. Same level is not going to improve. Same level mein chiller aayega. But every promotion will open up new possibilities of role and money for you. Every promotion. So long-term thinking. And if you are not good, you will never be promoted, because next level needs next level challenges. Long-term thinking needed. Okay? Please be aware of this. Long-term thinking needed, not short-term play, not for small hikes. This is what you have to take care. So chalo, itna ho gaya. And what happened is, life started giving results. Now, I don't know what the project is. Automatically, it's like now pressure. Ye karna padega. Otherwise, what will happen if I cannot do the job? Like, okay, let me tell you this. This is an amazing realization. As soon as I started working there, I realized IT is going very slow. Means kuch bhi nahi karte. I'm like, what is this? 10 a.m. starting the office, 7 p.m. ending the office. Saturday, Sunday, they are not doing anything. You can imagine, my mind and the body is trained for waking up 5:30 a.m., working till night 11:30, and even on Saturday and Sunday, working. So you can imagine a person with this kind of a trained mind and the body wants to do things. I'm like, 5 ghanta before 10 a.m., nothing to do, only just wake up. After 7 p.m., 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 4 hours wasted here also. Then I realized everybody has so much time in the IT industry, but many people just waste their time, and then they just keep blaming and complaining, "Ye time nahi hai, time nahi hai." Point is, we have a lot of time, because I lived like that while I was training myself. So then I decided, okay, 1-2 weeks I felt really very bad being in that IT and the project. I'm like, something is killing from inside. I feel not applying myself properly. I made a decision. Let's continue with the old lifestyle. Not for my manager, not for the company, but to satisfy my own need of work, because I want to do and grow and do it in a fast time, because ambitions have awakened. Something you did not work throughout your life, now you are into corporate and you want to do something. So you will make these drastic decisions. I said, chalo, let's wake up still 5:30 in the morning. Okay, I'm telling you, every day I was reaching a.m. to 8 a.m. And the rest of the office was all starting by 10 a.m. or so. Every day morning, 2 to 2.5 or 2 to 3 hours, I used to get additional time. And along with me, only the office boys, sweeper, cleaner people, they were there. And some general managers were there of some projects. Big people, cleaner boys, and me. No other employees in the office. And I used to be there. And Monday to Friday, lage pade. What I was doing, I was understanding, okay, all the project which is done in that, all the code which is in the project, trying to learn, trying to understand how they have coded, what use case, how they have implemented. Your training, guys, how is AI trained? The more data you feed, AI makes decision. Your brain works the same way. I don't know how to code. I don't know how to design. What I will do, I am seeing past requirements. I am seeing how it is implemented. The brain learns, oh, these kind of cases, this is how we can do it. Oh, these are the design practices. Then trying to do evaluation. In this case, they did like this. But in this case, why did they do like that? Then going to internet and asking some questions. AI was not there. Trying to do more work with Google and blogs. Then still not getting answer. Going to my tech lead and other people. Hey, but why we have done it like this? So with this curiosity, you learn. I was reading the company documents, I was reading the features, I was reading the source code, and then I was practicing, experimenting. While everybody is sleeping at home, I am growing. 3 hours every single day. When others are saying, "Hey, come on, we don't have time," I had 3 additional hours. Right? When you're on a mission, you will create opportunities. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Your life ka result will be because of your action. Don't blame it on other people. You are not getting job right now because somewhere you are doing something wrong, and you have to fix it in order to get the success. Whatever that is, you have to fix it. Nobody else can do that. We are all here to guide and show a direction, but your life ka result will be based upon what you do. It is great. We are in the last, almost final day of week 7. 15 members are here. That is great. 180 members have joined. Not sure how many of them will ever reach. This is more than 100 hours of recording. How many of will ever reach to this last session? Practically very hard for a lot of people. 50% might never reach to this session also. Some will definitely do. You are there live, means it shows your commitment also. Great qualities. So basic things did, committed to myself every day morning, 3 hours, I will go spend time there. All the regular people of the IT, they will like 7 p.m. Chalo, let's go to home. I'm like, Are chalo, abhi now I get more additional time to spend time on my growth. Abhi tak to company ke liye I was working, now let me work on my growth. I started reading more, doing more. I saw other people who are dedicated. Evening mein, they were also like 11-12 baje tak office mein. So I made friends with those people. They are also at good positions, discussing architecture, systems, how to do this, how to do that, challenges, complication. What starts happening? This is how opportunities are created. I don't know what is going to happen. I just know that I have to work so that I grow. Opportunities show up in front of you. What opportunities? When annual appraisals started happening, all of a sudden, others are getting 10% hike. I'm getting 30% hike. I'm surprised. I did not try to do anything. 30%. And everybody got like 10% hikes. I'm like, why exactly? So my manager said, oh, that other team ka manager recommended that Tausif is a good one. And I don't even know that person. Later on, I realized when I was there in the morning early, he was also there early of other team. I don't even know the name. He found out who this guy is, what is he doing, checked about me from my manager. And then finally, 2-3 of these recommendations went from higher level. Ki bhai, Tausif ko de do. And a lot of other magic started happening. But how this output comes? When you do the core right. If you do it only for that purpose, you will also not grow. Magic will also not happen. So work on your dreams. Other circumstances will change to make you successful. That's very important. Just focus on your dreams. Rest will take care of itself. This is really very important. Okay? Okay, now what happens next? I'm telling you guys, 3 to 4 years in the IT industry. Life was pretty great. I was doing many things. Company ka bhi kaam seekh liya, responsibility also, hikes also coming, promotions also happening. 3 to 4 years, even maybe up to maybe 5 years also. Okay. Things were going pretty great. And then I joined a startup. Startup ka, it was a different fever. Startup was back into my training times wala situation. So whatever I was forcefully doing in this job, startup demanded that from me. What does that mean? Every day. It was a pretty exciting journey. 2 years in the startup for existence. 2 years. We worked like hell. The more you work, you become great. Remember that. Okay? 2 years, we worked like hell in that startup. It was just at the beginning, just the funding was by the one person. And right now that startup is doing amazing, 600 plus people. And I was one of the early member who joined there, right? Techmojo company. In Hyderabad only it is there. I was in the initial top 5, top 10 people who joined. Tremendous amount of work we had to do in the beginning. Every day, our day used to start at morning 11 a.m. and we worked night till 2 a.m. in the morning, 3 a.m. in the morning, 4 a.m. in the morning, and then go home. And next day come back again and same. And it was just like my training time, even Saturday busy, Sunday busy. And I liked it. Why? Because it was making me something who I am not. It was upgrading me. And that's good growth. because long-term clarity is there. If I know I will succeed, and I don't want to spend too much time to know something, I will learn in a short period of time. That's the reason 2 months maybe we are completing 100, because I know that it is possible to grow in a short period of time. Compared to you do this, drag this learning for 6 months, you are slowing down your success. I don't believe in that, because possibility is there, time management is there. Then do it, human being. Do it. So this is what happened. Ye wala was amazing time. And I was trained for this already. So I did not find any challenge earlier also during 6 months. Then this 3 to 4 months also, 3 to 4 years also, I pushed myself to increase boundary. And here also, you can imagine how strong foundation of IT I got in the 0 to 5 years, constant working. That is where I gave this as a pillar to you people. 0 to 5 years of experience. Don't relax. Because I personally did not relax and my life turned out amazing. I was constantly promoted with great hikes and moving up the ladder with big responsibility and ownership and everything, because I did something different in the beginning. Do you know that 2010-11 when I started job, there are other people, they also started job. They are still individual developers, and I am the head of the technology leading 40-member team. Some people just like that, individual developers, growth itself did not happen. Still application development, still system design is scaring them off. What to do, what not to do. Arey, 15 saal ho gaye IT mein. You have to get better than that. And then later they are all scared कि job market ye. Arey, market is going to change. You have to change, you have to upgrade, you have to take responsibility. IT is not going to take your responsibility. You need to take your own responsibility, and IT will then empower you. Understand that part. Many people don't get it. Okay, fine. Chalo, let's come back to the point. Now, what happened? As soon as this happened, that startup was also good. It got good clients paying and everything was stable. Everything was good. Okay. There were some moments where we were like, salary milega kya is bar? But I'm telling you, every single month we got the salary on time without anything. And while I was discussing with the CEO at that time, I worked directly close with CEOs, CTOs, CEOs. That was my day-to-day work for a very significant period of time, working with smart people with great intelligence. That's how I learned so much. I got inspired so much because I interacted with smart minds of the IT industry. Amazing people, right? So what happened is, as soon as I started doing 5 years, learned all that, everything is happy. Then a point comes somewhere IT ka relaxation takes over. Like for how long? You are like, chalo yaar, Saturday, Sunday, abhi chill karte hain. Bahut kaam kiye. Thoda sa let's relax. So what will happen is, I realized, even though I was relaxed, not putting that much efforts, success was still happening. Good hikes were still coming. Promotions was still happening. And that is where later on, when I was reading books, it was said, okay, this is what is going to happen. When you initially put too much efforts, later on life will become easy for you. With less efforts also, you will grow towards success. I practically first analyzed that. Yaar, why? Now I'm not working that hard. Still, why am I getting all this? Because the foundation you have built is very strong. So that knowledge is making you to decide and act in a different manner. And that is where you are still getting success. And then later on, while reading books on success and principles, what to do, what not, I realized, oh, this is a universal principle. Fine. So I did that. But kya hua? I'll tell you this. From 5 years of experience till few years, so the track year-wise goes like this. 2011, I started working. Around 2014 time, I started a bit, 14 or 15, I guess. I started a bit relaxed. Still, growth was happening, promotions, hikes, everything was there. But theek hai, chalta hai. Thoda casual life also. Okay, let me tell you, 2018, life changed again. Okay, 3 years, I lowered the pace of my life. But 2018 happened, and there was a very big difference in me. I'll tell you what happened. Okay, 2018, the changing point of my life, which further gave me great level of growth in my career. 2018, I was looking at my laptop of this much of time. Okay, we have our old laptop somewhere kept. So I was looking at my old laptop. I was like, chalo, dekhte kya kar raha tha. What I was doing like maybe 5 years ago. And I am telling you, In that old laptop, I found so many documents, so much of technology material, this, that, and that took me as a shock. Ki, now I'm not doing all that. Maybe where I am in my career is because I did that right thing in that time. Your present creates your future. So when I was enjoying at 2020, 15 and 18, it was not because of 15 and 18. It was because of the time that I lived in early times. I got that awareness. Because I lived like that, that is where I'm enjoying these results. But presently, I'm not living like that. My future is not going to be that great. Self-awareness took over. 2018, that moment came where internally mind changed again. Hey, bhai, since past 3 years, I'm not doing anything. Means my future, I don't know. And successful people don't take chance on their future. They create their future. Somewhere I read this also by one of a great CEO. Then I realized, oh, I want to become successful. So I will also take responsibility of my present and create my future, not leave it to destiny. Right decisions in the present will shape up your right future. So accordingly, 2018, I decided, chalo, let's put back again working. I started to arrange my time, my 24 hours in this slot. Okay, before office, during office, after office, and then sleep time, and then weekend time. I just split my entire day into this. And I promised to myself, every section of my day, I will get results. I don't have time for laziness. I don't have time for excuses. Every section of my day should be productive. Before office, I should do something. I should learn. I should upgrade. During office, I will give my best at office and I will take responsibility, architecture, this, that. I will deal with complexity. And after office also, I will not be tired. I will still keep working for my personal growth. Family time and all, I will manage along with this flow. But I will work on my dreams. And yes, when it is a sleep time, I will sleep on my dreams. Simple thought process. Why this thought process came? Because I realized I'm wasting my time, and then I took it over. And then what happened? Another thing changed while I was in this journey. I wanted to really learn faster, and I was not getting the right guidance. Ki kya kare? Putting efforts, what right direction is required? This program is that right direction for you. You are putting efforts. This discussions will give you right direction. I was ready to work. I was pretty much experienced, right? 2018, you can say I'm already like 7 years of experience. So what to do in my career, how to do the next planning, I was working on all that. But somewhere results, I was not getting the best output out of my life. And then I'm looking, okay, what more can be done? What more can be done? So I'm using the time, but not effectively. I want something, okay, this can give me output of life. Again, when you are looking for something, you will find it. That's the next learning of life. When you are looking for something, you will find it.